Good afternoon. I want to start by expressing my gratitude to the delegation of the US, the UK, and France for calling this long overdue session of the Security Council. What is happening now here in this building is unprecedented. We hear many voices demanding that we halt our efforts, lay down our weapons. Some even question why we continue to fight Hamas in Gaza. You're going to hear it in a few minutes. The disconnect between the horrific reality of October 7th, the massacre, the abductions, and the current situation in Gaza is difficult to comprehend. Many seem to have forgotten why we started this war, why we are fighting now in Gaza. But we have not. We remember the faces, we remember the families, and we will not forget them. The disconnection allows some to behave as if October 7th never happened, as though there are no hostages in Gaza now. Babies, young girls suffering in the hands of Hamas. Today, I will remind the Council and the world that we will never forget them. We will never abandon our sons, daughters, sisters, and brothers who are being tortured by monsters. Since October 7th, the Security Council has passed 4 resolutions with no condemnation of Hamas for their crimes. Meanwhile, the General Assembly has passed 2 resolutions. Hamas is never even mentioned in either resolution. They vaguely mention the release of those held captive, but fail to identify the Hamas monsters who took them. Today, I will demand that the Security Council adopt a clear and unequivocal resolution. This should not require negotiations or deliberations. The Council has a moral obligation to adopt a very simple resolution that condemns Hamas, their atrocities, designates them as a terrorist organization, and demand the release of the hostages. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. I'm Shada Fitcherton from Anadolu Agency. I would just like to ask you about the latest situation on the hostage deal and ceasefire talks. Prime Minister Netanyahu has been criticized by many, including President Biden, for not doing enough, and the protesters in Israel, some of them, are also blaming the Prime Minister for not wanting to reach a deal. Are you disappointed by this criticism, or do you not take it into consideration at all? And could you elaborate on the latest situation on the talks? Thank you.
Well, first, I'm proud to be in a strong democracy, that one is allowed to demonstrate and to criticize the government. We haven't seen any demonstrations in Gaza since October 7th, and I'm sure you have a lot of people who are not happy with what's happening there. But let's speak about the facts regarding the ceasefire proposals. On May, the US presented a draft agreement. We said yes, Hamas said no. In August, it happened again. The US put another draft. We said yes, Hamas said no. So I think the blame is on Hamas, not on the Prime Minister and not on the Israeli government. Yes, please.
Yes, Ambassador, Shudaj with China Central Television. I have 2 questions, but first, sorry for the loss of 6 lives. But how would this tragic event impact? Will you still have this negotiation going on, and will there be any terms changes?
So we will continue in our efforts to bring the boys and girls back home. Today I will reveal in the Council some of the testimonials of the hostages who were able to get out of the tunnels of Hamas. We will pray and we will fight to bring them back. So we will continue both the military action to find them, but also we will continue with negotiations because we are determined to bring them back home.
But Ambassador, here's the thing. Prime Minister Netanyahu has spoken many times that the target for the military operation in Gaza is to eliminate the capacity of Hamas. While you're still having the negotiation with Hamas, can you elaborate a little bit why Hamas would engage a negotiation that even they had a deal, they were still doomed to be eliminated?
No, for the future of Gaza and the future of Israel, Hamas will not be in presence in the near future. We are moving. We are achieving our goals, but at the same time, we cannot leave behind the hostages. It's a part of the Jewish value to pray and to do whatever we can to release the hostages, and that's why we are actually not negotiating directly with them. We do it through the US, Qatar, and Egypt, but we know that we are sending messages to Hamas because we see the faces of the hostages in front of our eyes every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay informed and inspired. This is Dejobnik signing off.